So let's start with this poem here. This is a very famous poem by Robert Frost. It's called Stopping by Woods on a Snowy Evening. You can find this in page 499 in your books if you want to read along, or if you want to pull things out of this poem, you can find it in the book on 499. Let's go ahead and just read it first to maybe see how we feel about it, see what that meaning is or what the message is that we're getting. So let's begin. Whose woods these are, I think I know. His house is in the village, though. He will not see me stopping here to watch his woods fill up with snow. My little horse must think it's queer to stop without a farmhouse near, between the woods and frozen lake, the darkest evening of the year. He gives his harness bells a shake to ask if there is some mistake. The only other sounds the sweep of easy wind, a downy flake. The woods are lovely, dark and deep, but I have promises to keep, and miles to go before I sleep, and miles to go before I sleep. The first question I would ask is, how do you feel about the poem? Do you like it? Do you not like it? Do you connect with it in any way? Upon first reading, we might not be able to answer these questions. We might say it's okay, or I didn't really feel anything. But as we look closer into the poem and start to determine that message and the meaning, then we can now maybe learn to appreciate the poem a bit more. So let's do that. Let's go to this first stanza. We want to look at the format that's being used. We see that each stanza has 4 lines, and we see a certain rhyming pattern. We see here no, though, here snow. So we're getting the first, second, and fourth line all rhyme, and then the third line doesn't have to rhyme. Another thing to note is that we have what's called tetrameter here. So we have 4 feet of 2 syllables apiece. So that's going to be iambic tetrameter. And what this means, we're going to get into this later in the semester, but we can see a pattern not only in the rhyme, but in the amount of words and syllables used. We look at this first line, we have whose woods these are, I think, I know. What we have here is an I am, whose woods. So we see that unstressed, stressed, whose woods. And this I am pattern continues on. Whose woods these are, I think, I know. His house is in the village, though. We can see that we're getting 4 of these iams in a row. So an iam is 2 syllables. So we're getting 8 syllables per line. And so we can see that this is a bit more complex than just a poem we might write off the cuff, making sure that our words rhyme. We see that there are other different types of format structures that we're encountering. Let's go on to the next stanza. And we see that this pattern is continuing. My little horse must think it queer to stop without a farmhouse near, between the woods and frozen lake, the darkest evening of the year. Okay, so we're seeing that pattern continued. And so as we look at the format, we might try to decide why this format, why is it so structured, why do we have this certain rhyme scheme. We can maybe see if that enhances the meaning. So let's go back and let's look at the meaning of this poem.